So now, moving forward, Son, we have a very exciting guest to bring on the show.
I mean, you want to talk about subject matter expert. Our next guest is G2 Verratto, the man, the myth, the legend. He is filled with a lot of expert advice, and he's not quite ready yet, G2. He's getting ready in the green room as we speak. So I'm going to take this opportunity to let the audience know a little bit about G2 and what he does.
You're going to talk about his cowboy hats?
I am going to talk about his cowboy. He loves cowboy hats, and for those of you who know cowboy hats, he's very appropriate with his hats, when to wear the straw, when to wear the felt, the time of the year. Just don't ask him, and don't ask the questions during this show. But when you catch up with him, not only his cowboy hats, but also why his name is G2.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a great story. So G2, right, is appointed as the National Legislative Chair, right, known as the NLC, to head up a committee of volunteers, and their task year-round is to be involved and to educate themselves on all things nationally, right, that affect service member and veteran housing. And so they have done a great job of that. G2 has started us from the very beginning. I remember him chasing you and me down in Phoenix, Arizona with, I believe, 2 boxes of his accomplishments. You know what? I don't think I've ever saw the contents, but what I did see in G2 all those years ago, Dustin, and I think you and I both agree, the passion in his eye, right, and the grit in his belly to serve veterans. His heart is what we saw. So fast forward nearly 10 years, G2 is the head of the legislative committee. They've done a lot of heavy lifting. 2014, it was VAREP who? VAREP who? Now
they're calling us.
They're calling us, absolutely. They're calling G2, the committee, to be the subject matter experts on all things military and veteran housing, which is going to lead into G2's presentation today about our main topic of becoming a congressionally chartered VSO. So, G2, are we ready? Now, I just want to forewarn you, G2 has a big fan club here. So we need to make room and give him the proper escort he needs. Are we ready?
Yeah, G2, are you ready to go?
All right, without further ado, let's bring up G2 Verratto.
Wow, he's got some muscle pushing their way through. We don't want to.
Security
these
detail.
guys?
Oh my gosh.
Is it okay if I say hi to G2 and not get tackled?
How you doing, guys? How you doing? Hey, VAREPers. Thanks for tuning in to this year to VAREP's virtual policy conference, like Son said. Number 2, we've had a lot of things going on this year at the NLC. We're going to give you a ton of information. It's going to really excite you about upcoming legislation that will directly benefit our veterans and active duty military family. But first, I want to tell you about how VAREP helped a family overcome a challenge they had when going through the VA home loan and home appraisal process. But the following video will do better justice to the introduction of Marge Kilkelly. Dustin, take it away.
Hey VAREPers, this is G2. I'm coming to you from my home here in Phoenix, Arizona. Listen, I want to introduce you to a very special guest, Marge Kilkelly. She and her husband were going through a VA refi back in January of this year. They ran into a snag, pretty big snag, with their VA appraisal. She reached out to VAREP, but not until she had searched for days on the internet trying to find a veteran service organization that could help her resolve her problem. We'll be sharing that with you more, but in the meantime, I want to let you know Marge Kilkelly is going to tell you exactly what happened with her situation. Marge, take it away.
Sure.
You can lock it on her.
Stop. No, we want to get you to. You're the veteran. You're the reason we got in all this trouble in the first place.
But I would have given up on the process had you not been here, because it was very frustrating.
Oh, good. Let's get into that. Are we ready? I'm Marge Kilkelly and live here in Dresden, Maine.
Joe Murray, Dresden, Maine. I bought the property in 1984, and then Marge came into my life, and she wanted a farm. Everything we do here is to value add to the property.
So then we expanded the kitchen and built barns, and now we have goats and poultry and pigs for local market, which is wonderful. My husband served in the Navy and had never made use of his veterans housing benefit, veterans mortgage benefit. And in 2019, when the rates were going down, we thought, well, this is a great opportunity to make use of that benefit that he'd earned and reduce the interest on our mortgage and get some work done that we wanted to get done. So we applied for a VA loan and had gone through the process over the course of many weeks. We were so far into the process that we'd even gotten a thank you from the Veterans United folks for completing our mortgage process. So, I mean, we were really ready and waiting for closing. And the appraiser came. And the appraiser was challenging at best. He just didn't seem to be very careful about the work that he was doing. And he left, and we waited for the appraisal report. And when it came in, it was for $180,000. Our house and land, 6 acres of land, 700 feet of water frontage here in the middle of Maine. It was less than the house had ever been appraised for before. And as we looked at the appraisal, there were many factual errors in the appraisal. None of the comps included waterfront. It says we have a fireplace, and we don't. It says that we have oil heat, and we don't. And it just goes on and on and on with all of the errors. And so the lender got in touch with the appraiser. They redid it and increased it to $190,000, which was still not reasonable. We were in touch with some realtor friends who all agreed that this was a ridiculously low figure. And we appealed directly to the VA, and they said, well, we'll do a field review. And in my mind, a field review means somebody is going to come here and look and determine if that appraisal was correct. So we then get another email from the VA saying, well, we've done a review and we've looked at your additional information you've submitted and we're not changing anything. And I emailed them back and said, but I thought you were going to do a review. Well, we did. We don't come into the house, we do a drive-by. Well, you can't drive by our house and see it unless you come in the driveway because we are tucked off into the woods. We didn't know what to do. I did a Google search and I found VAREP. And I called this office in California on a whim and just said, my husband's a Navy veteran, we've been trying to get a refi, I don't know what to do, we're being denied. And I still have the email that I got back from Son, who is the person that founded VAREP, who said, here's my cell phone number, call me. It was, but it was the first time that anybody cared about what was going on with us. And they were great. We got answers. He got us in touch with another person who called us back one night and just walked us through the process. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. We decided we could start over because we knew somebody had our back. Our first appraisal, as I said, was 180. Our second appraisal, about a year later, was 340. And we were able to, go through with the mortgage the way we wanted to. The only benefit that veterans have that does not have a VSO is housing. It was like, this has to change. And the only game in town is VAREP, and they're wonderful. And they really should be the VSO for housing for veterans.
Wasn't that an incredible story? Just incredible. So before I get into some of the other legislative missions that VA Rep is working on, I want to take a quick minute to thank Marge for her relentless effort to help VA Rep become a congressionally chartered VSO. You know, over the past few months, Marge and I have been working with Maine State Representative Allison Helper. And her last name is Helper, but just uniquely, she helped us a lot to develop a joint resolution urging the Congress of the United States to pass legislation establishing a veterans service organization for housing. There isn't one. Now, why is this so important? Well, because this is the first piece of legislation anywhere in the United States that specifically calls upon Congress to charter a veteran service organization, VSO, with the skill set that only VA Rep has. I don't know if you know this, but there are over 45,000 VSOs, and not one of them can do what VA Rep does and has done since we came on the scene nearly a decade ago. Now, because of Marge's efforts and those efforts of Representative Helper, and their belief in VA Rep as the only resource to help veterans with their housing issues, whether that be sustainable home ownership, working out problems with VA home loans and the process therein, or helping veterans get a handle on being better stewards of their own financial health through financial literacy training. You know, nobody else out of all of the 45,000 VSOs, and over 90 chartered VSOs can do that. Now, the NLC plans on using the Maine Joint Resolution as a guiding document to urge governors to create similar legislation in the 20-plus states where VA Rep has chapters. Now, since most of the state legislatures have adjourned this year, the VA Rep NLC will be meeting with local state officials, both the House and the Senate representatives, to urge them to create a joint resolution similar to, if not exactly like, the one we had crafted in Maine. Now, we all know getting laws passed in Congress is not something that happens overnight. As a matter of fact, it's sort of like pulling an elephant through a spaghetti strainer. It's really, really tough. You know, keep in mind, it was 2015 when VA Rep began the mission to have the military question added to the URLA. Yep, we finally realized that success of all that hard work on March 21st, 2021. That's a little over 6 years after we began that march. The NLC fully expects to have VA Rep recognized as a congressionally chartered VSO during the 117th Congress. Now, collecting joint resolutions from as many states as possible will provide the added horsepower necessary to make this dream come true. So let's spend just a little bit of time on why VA Rep needs to become a congressionally chartered VSO. You know, the Department of Veterans Affairs offers 5 basic veterans benefits: disability, compensation, pension, education, and of course, the home loan guarantee. Now, over the past nearly 2.5 centuries, tens of thousands of VSOs have come online. I already told you that's 45,000 plus, right? Did you ever wonder which of the VSOs, which one is the oldest American veteran service organization? Did you ever scratch your head and wonder that? Now, when you think of the oldest American veterans organization, you probably think of the American Legion, or maybe even your local VFW post. You might be surprised to learn that the VFW and American Legion aren't the oldest. In fact, they aren't even in the top 5. As a matter of fact, the VFW barely cracks the top 10. Now, perhaps you would consider the traditions of the U.S. Navy. So you might guess that the Navy League is the oldest. Nope, not even close. Oh, and don't forget the ethnic associations like the Jewish war veterans, yep, and the Italian American war veterans, and the Ukrainian American veterans. Oh, and you can't forget the Polish Legion of American Veterans. Now, those are all pretty old VSOs, but none of them are the oldest. The honor of the oldest American veteran organization falls to, and you've probably never heard of this one, it's the Society of Cincinnati. The Society of Cincinnati is the oldest American veteran organization, founded in 1783 by officers of the Continental Army and their French counterparts who served together in the American Revolution. Now, its mission is to promote knowledge and appreciation of the achievements of American independence and to foster fellowship among its members. Now, nonprofits are a unique breed. Right now, as a matter of fact, the Society of the Cincinnati is a nonprofit educational organization devoted to the principles and ideals of the founders. The modern society maintains its headquarters, library, and museum at Anderson House in Washington, D.C. Now, I shared this with you simply to illustrate that even the oldest VSO comes nowhere close to the skill set that VAREP has. Now let's fast forward to today and give you a few statistics that VAREP has researched. VAREP is bringing light to the forgotten benefit, the VA Home Loan Guarantee benefit. Now, did you know that the VA Home Loan Guarantee benefit is much more than a loan for homes? It is a demonstrative process of understanding financial literacy, maintaining good credit, making wise decisions, recognizing and reporting rental and housing discrimination, avoiding predatory lending, maintaining a job, accessing homeless resources, and understanding the VA home loan benefit without duress. Now, as I've mentioned before, none of the other VSOs among the 45,000 or more than 90 congressionally chartered VSOs come anywhere close to being able to address helping veterans with these benefits and how to access them successfully. Only VAREP can do this. So what does VAREP do specifically? Well, as a HUD-approved housing counseling affiliate, we represent veterans facing foreclosure to banks. We help them achieve resolution for late payments and loan workouts to avoid foreclosure. You know, no other HUD affiliate has the expertise of the veteran culture as we do. This service has been essential but woefully overlooked. We also work with service members and their spouses to ensure banks adhere to the Service Members Civil Relief Act. VAREP assists veterans with resources to achieve sustainable and affordable rentals. We also provide veterans who are chronically or on the verge of homelessness with HUD-VASH assistance. VAREP assists government agencies with programs that reduce veteran homelessness and that provide affordable housing solutions for veterans and families with low to moderate income. Another thing that we do is we provide workforce training during veteran reintegration and provide resources for veteran entrepreneurship. Another thing that we do is we work and assist the Department of Veterans Affairs in developing a holistic alternative therapy program to combat the veteran epidemic, suicides, more than 22 a day. And you'll hear more about that later. We also educate veterans on topics such as banking, budgeting, saving, and maintaining good credit. And VA Rep addresses the benefits of home ownership, the VA home loan benefit, and we incorporate that in our HELP curriculum. We also train real estate agents and lending professionals about the VA home loan guarantee benefit, ensuring that veterans buying homes go through this experience without discrimination. And we provide closing cost assistance for veterans in need. And here's something really cool. VA Rep has donated over 40 mortgage-free homes to deserving heroes, and you're going to see another one today. It's going to make you cry. Break out the Kleenex box because you're going to need that to keep up with what you see. Now, VA Rep is educating the real estate and mortgage industry to end forever the bias against the VA home loan guarantee benefit. You know, in January 2021, VA Rep sampled several local realtor associations' 2020 MLS data of homes sold and compared them to instances where the VA home loan guarantee benefit was not offered as a financing option. In Maricopa County, Arizona, out of 105,376 closed loans, 48% were not afforded VA home loan guarantee benefit financing options. That's terrible. Right here in Arizona, in Carson County, Nevada, out of 42,140 closed transactions, 52% were not afforded VA home loan guarantee benefit financing options. And in Minnesota and Wisconsin, out of 1,532 closed transactions, 75% were not afforded VA home loan guarantee financing options. You know, over half of the properties sold did not offer the VA home loan guarantee benefit as financing options. And of the closed homes, many veterans who qualified for a VA home loan were steered away from the benefit for which they served and sacrificed. This is not acceptable. Now, here's some information that offers a view from about 30,000 feet. A VA Rep found in a 2020 survey and in a 2010 survey and also in a 2013 survey the following statistics. 65% of those surveyed said they did not think they could ever own a home. 95% said they did not receive housing counseling and or VA loan education while serving or during post-separation. Y'all know TAPS, those of you that are in the military. 95% said they wanted follow-up with home buying and counseling services and education. Over 33% indicated they did not know about the VA home loan guarantee program. You know, just today when we were coming in, I heard from one of our POCs, and he was telling me of a Vietnam War veteran, bought 3 homes and never used his VA home loan benefit because he was told by real estate agents and lenders that he shouldn't use it. You know, 8.1% said their lender and or realtor discouraged the use of the VA loan. This is a real thing. And here's probably the saddest of all. 30% reported money mismanagement, bouncing a check or forging a check, going over their credit limit on their credit cards, falling victim to money scams in the past. And all of that was associated with homelessness within the following year. It was also mentioned that money mismanagement attributed to an arrest history, mental health diagnosis, and lack of income. So here is just the tip of the iceberg, examples of some of the VA rep accomplishments over the past few years. The Blue Water Navy Bill. In 2018, VA rep became aware of the VA rep need to jump in and examine the Blue Water Navy Vietnam Veterans Act. The pay-for language was constructed in such a way that the bonus entitlement, also known as remainder entitlement, would have eviscerated the VA home loan. Additionally, the VA funding fee waiver offered to all veterans with a VA-rated disability would have been eliminated from all those veterans with less than 100% disability. You know, the bill had passed the House with near unanimous vote, and it was in the Senate on its way to a vote, a final vote. Well, VA rep fiercely advocated to the Senate and asked members to halt the passage of the bill and urged corrections to its pay-for language. Well, VA rep literally wrote the language that rescued the bonus entitlement. We convinced Congress to remove the VA funding fee removal language as well. And something that was new that came out of the bill, VA rep also backed and advocated for enhanced access to the VA funding fee waiver to Purple Heart recipients who are still serving on active duty. Never existed before. You know, on the topic of service member financial literacy, VA rep successfully led the way during the 115th Congress by working with then Congresswoman Kyrsten Sinema. The collaboration was forged to add an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act for the fiscal years 2018 and 19. Sinema, who is now a United States Senator, instructed the Department of Defense to ensure military members obtain financial literacy training to effectively leverage the conferred benefits that we've earned, to help us understand employment opportunities, educational, vocational training, and entrepreneurship. You know, here's one of my favorites, VA home loan churning. Along with Senators Elizabeth Warren and Tom Tillis, VA rep led the legislative efforts to put an end to churning. Churning took advantage of a loophole in the VA refinancing program, also known as the EARL. It allowed predatory lenders to reap tens of thousands of dollars from veteran homeowners who utilized the VA home loans. The bill was added to the Economic Growth, Regulatory Relief, and Consumer Protection Act of 2019, passed in both houses almost unanimously, and became law in 2018, completely shutting down this concept of churning. So now you have an understanding of the power of VA rep before we even become a chartered VSO. We now have our sites trained on improving the military question that was added to the URLA. Now, VA rep has a commitment from Senator Sinema to improve the informed consumer consent disclosure. Currently, when a lender sits with a loan applicant who is eligible for a VA loan, the loan officer has no statutory requirement to disclose in writing the differences and benefits of the VA loan when stacked up in comparison to the FHA or conventional loans. Now, our mission is to add a requirement to the statute that will ensure that borrowers who are eligible for a VA loan are given the opportunity to have a fully disclosed comparison of all loan types available to them. VA rep has been working on this piece of legislation for 6 years, and we are going to get it over the finish line in the 117th Congress. Count on it. Now, how about going after the sacred cow? The Fair Housing Act of 1968 and the Civil Rights Act. And that's still a very heavy lift. But in 2019, VA Rep championed the Fair Housing Improvement Act of 2019. And with Senator Tim Kaine and House Representative Peters, we were successful in actually getting the bill introduced into the 116th Congress. Representative Scott Peters and his team made that happen in the House. The VA Rep NLC has been in constant communication with the staffers in Senator Kaine's office and Congressman Peters' office. As we all know, this legislation did not get legs in the 116th Congress. Nevertheless, Senator Kaine and Congressman Peters have assured me that they will reintroduce the bill on both the House and the Senate during the 117th Congress. The legislation has not been reintroduced yet, but we'll let you all know when that actually occurs. Now, VA Rep is going to take the lead on updating surviving spouse access to VA benefits. Now, one such change should be to the age of the surviving spouse. You know, currently, if she remarries at age 57, she loses her access or his access. Remarrying after age 57 and then losing his or her access benefits really isn't fair to widows or widowers whose spouses have died in service to our country in their 20s and 30s. The VA Rep NLC will craft legislative arguments that will be made available to our GADs so they can add this ask to their list of legislative initiatives. Now, VA Rep is also going to take the lead on improving the funding fee waiver and refund for pre-discharge. Jeff Wilson and I began discussing the need for this back in 2019. The NLC, along with the assistance from Jeff Wilson, will craft an argument for the need to improve the process using a memo rating, such that the document will benefit a veteran who files a pre-discharge claim for benefits that, so that if right now the effective date of the claim is the date of filing and not the date stated on the filing right now, the date of discharge. Here's an example of what I mean. If a veteran attempts to purchase a home prior to discharge to move his or her family and has not received a memo rating, then the veteran will have to pay the funding fee, and the VA will not refund that fee unless the memo rating is dated prior to the close of escrow. Now, VA Rep feels that fixing the memo rating process is an important and cost-effective way to help our veterans take full advantage of their VA home loan benefits. You know, there's much more on the legislative landscape that VA Rep and the NLC is pursuing. That said, there is no doubt that we all know there is only one veterans organization, one veteran service organization, with the skill level and manpower and commitment from its members to help our military family take full advantage of all housing benefits we have earned wearing the uniform of the United States Armed Forces. Now, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to spend with VA Rep at the 2021 Virtual Policy Conference. You can bet that we will be live on Capitol Hill next year. Now, finally, I want to thank the VA Rep POCs and their respective GAD teams for their incredible effort. They all put forth an incredible effort to bring the VA Rep ask to their assigned legislators. The VA Rep GADs were asked to contact all 535 members of Congress and explain the need for VA Rep to become a congressionally chartered VSO. I'm very happy to report that Congressman Lou Correa out of California has our VSO bill ready to go ready to roll as soon as our companion bill has been crafted in the Senate. We hope to have the Senate version ready to go in the next month or so. And then the push begins in earnest. Now I want to share just a few of the conversations our GADs and our POCs had with their members of Congress. Dustin, take it away.
Hey VA Reppers, it's me G2. I wanted to introduce to you some of your government affairs directors. We affectionately call them GADs. They have been hard at work over the past many months reaching out to members of Congress to explain to Congress why VA Rep needs to become a congressionally chartered VSO. They've done a great job this year reaching out to members of Congress. So without further ado, GADs, take it away.
Hey guys, wanted to take a quick minute and brief you on our VSO companion bill in the Senate. We did speak with Mazie Hirono's office. I fully expect that Senator Hirono is going to take the lead in the Senate, and that'll marry up with our bill that's in the House that will be introduced by Congressman Correa pretty soon.
Each year, we have met with the offices of all 8 of our House representatives as well as our 2 senators, and all of those meetings have been extremely engaging and productive as we've discussed the issues that we see on the ground in their communities and the solutions that VA Rep is bringing to the table.
We met with Greg Stanton's office, U.S. House of Representative, Arizona 9th District, and my former law professor as well. Greg's agreeing to co-sponsor our initiative for our ask. Our ask is that VA Rep be a congressionally chartered VSO.
We have Congressman Lou Correa in Southern California that will submit our congressionally chartered VSO bill, which he serves on the Judiciary Committee.
I just finished meeting with Senator Warnock's group, and we talked about our mission, our initiatives, where we're looking at moving, what we're trying to do, and they are completely behind us 100%. They understand.
This is going to help us get information out to the vets relative to home ownership, you guys. We can get on the base, we can get in the hospitals. We need this, you guys.
We also have Congressman Horsford in Las Vegas that will co-sponsor the bill. And that's a major get.
There isn't currently anything on the Senate floor, but they're ready to make things happen.
I know it's taken a long time, but we will get there.
We think it's warranted for vets who have fought for our country, and we're fighting every day for them as well.